Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Stream Dark Souls. Prepare to die. So, some stuff that I did off-screen was, let's see. I went through my inventory, and basically everything, with the exception of Velka's Rapier, everything that needed Twinkling Titanite has been maxed out. The Black Knight Halberd's been maxed out. Both the Silver Knight, Black Knight, and the Crest Shield, those have all been maxed out. I've maxed out the Painting Guardian gloves and the robe. And the reason I didn't max out Velka's Rapier is twofold. First off, I won't be able to use it yet, because I have one specific purpose for it, and one specific purpose alone. And that purpose is literally right at the end of the game. So there's no reason for me to upgrade it right now, and I'm not going to use it. And even if I wanted to upgrade it beforehand, I don't have the stats to use it right now anyway. I am down 1 point of int. But again, I'm not using it until the end of the game anyway, so that's not going to be a huge deal. Another reason is I didn't want to make the remaining crystal lizards in the game completely, totally pointless. Because there are still a few crystal lizard spawns around. Now, as for what I'm doing back here in the archives, is now that we've killed Seath, there's a little bit more treasure we can get. Specifically, once you kill Seath in the Crystal Caves, you need to head back to his initial boss room at the top of the tower there. Nope, he still sees me, but this should hopefully... Oh, he nearly killed me there. Woo! That's what I get for two-handing. Right, you die. Oh, he teleported. That's not good. Okay. Now, here's the thing. I don't know. Oh, he teleports up there. Okay. Well, that's not as big a problem. Yeah, that is a prime example of why you don't block with weapons. But now he's just going to be buffing everybody else in here and just making this all a little annoying. Thankfully, we don't have too much more business up here. We will have to come back here later. Not too much later. But we will eventually have to come back here, but to do something for a side quest. But at that point, when we do that... Oh! You die. There we go. Thankfully, it's just a damage buff, not a defense buff. There. Whew. Okay. Levers on the other side. Because there's a lever we can pull to call the elevator back down. I also want to apologize if you hear any sort of banging noise in the background. That banging noise is the reason why I started streaming a little bit late. One of my housemates has more or less been hogging the laundry machines all day. So I only just recently managed to get my laundry started. So what you are probably hearing, if you can hear it at all, is the dryer doing its tumble cycles. But anyway... there is two things we can get up here. There is a soul, and there is an item in a chest. And you'll see now that Seath is gone, this place looks a lot different. It's still very crystalline, but it's definitely a lot more open, not filled with crystals just everywhere, completely covering the floor. So inside this chest, we get a large magic ember. Now, we technically haven't met who we need to give that to yet, and we probably won't meet with them for a while. But we'll hang on to that, at least for now. Now, there's a corpse up here somewhere. I was trying to see if I could see it, but no, it's probably obscured by crystals. And yeah, it looks like I went the wrong way. Yeah, somewhere up here there is a corpse that has I believe it's the soul of a hero. Either a soul of a hero or a soul of a great hero. One of the two. Technically there is oh yeah, I definitely went the wrong way. Yeah, soul of a great hero. There is one more thing of loot we can get up here, but that loot has a pretty hefty price tag on it, because in order to get said loot, you have to finish Big Hat Logan's side quest, and to do that, you have to buy out all of his stock. Once you do that, he moves up there, goes completely batshit, and attacks you, forcing you to kill him. That will let you get his hat and his catalyst, and then if you go back into the room where he's currently hanging out acting as a vendor, there will be a new chest in there that has the rest of his gear. But I'm not coughing up almost 100,000 souls just to get a hat, so... That is the main thing I needed to do, is just go up there, grab that soul, grab the ember. And now we can head to our next location. And there is going to be a little bit of back and forth, but I've got it planned out to where it'll at least be more, kind of well-paced back and forth. Okay. I want to go to Firelink real quick just to make sure that an NPC that I want to have moved has in fact moved. I'm pretty sure he has. No, he hasn't. He's still here. Why haven't you moved on?
There you are. I'll be heading down below shortly. There's nothing worthwhile up above. No worries. Venturing is my life. I'm prepared for the worst.
Is that it? That's all you gotta say?
There you are. No.
Okay, so I believe if we actually talk to Griggs, we can update him that Logan did in fact make it to the archives. Yo, Griggs!
Oh, there you are. Just so you know, Master Logan has left on his own again. It seems that he is still determined to find the famed regal archives in Anor Londo. I intend to search for him. Only before I leave, there is one thing I wish to do. You see, Master Logan has left most of his books. With them, I could teach you Logan sorcery. You have done much to assist me. Before I leave on this journey, I will teach you all that Logan has to share. Oh, hello. You made it. Then let us begin. As promised, I shall bequeath Master Logan's sorcery to you. Master Logan is at the archives. Thank the heavens. Finally, his wish has been granted. I suppose he has his head buried in those tomes. That's always what made Master Logan happiest. I can just imagine him now. Two things. First, then... Oh. Goodbye, then. Do stay safe.
There is also another NPC that I mentioned showed up, but we didn't actually talk to. Wake up!
No, I'm fine. Well, and why?
I shall grab the 2 rings that are here in the Lost and Found. I could have talked to him earlier, I think after killing Nito, but I just completely forgot. Because if you come over here, hey, it's Patches.
Oh, we meet again. How many of you are there? You've come at the perfect time. I'm done with the looting. I'm a humble merchant now, and wondrous treasures have I, at a special price for you. There you are. Have a nice look at them. Oh, relax. No more funny business out of me, my friend.
Prostration. So let's see what you've got. Yeah, he sells Eyes of Death. And he's also got a stock of humanity, but not worth the souls. He's mostly got cleric gear. And he's also got Pinwheel's masks. If you're looking for a specific one, you can just cough up the souls and get one from him. Personally, I prefer just farming it from the Pinwheel servants because usually they drop other things as well.
Here, have you met that backwoods Shiva? Believe me on this one, bruv. The man is trouble. I can see it in his eyes. I just can. No doubt about it. Watch him.
Well, Shiva's deceased, so don't worry about him.
Yeah, have you met that sunbathing Solaire? Believe me on this one, bruv. He's a complete idiot. But he happens to be an awfully strong idiot. So just nod your head and keep him on your side.
I will admit that Solaire is definitely not the brightest bulb in the box, but show a little bit more respect, dude. He's done way more than you have.
Wait, have you met Petrus? That self-proclaimed cleric? Believe me on this one, bruv. The man is scum. Don't you be fooled by his claims to do good. They're all the same, those rotten clerics.
Much like Shiva, Petrus is also deceased.
Boy, have you met Lautrec the Embraced? Believe me on this one, bruv. He's completely mad. He wouldn't think twice about cutting somebody down. So watch out for him. Especially if you've humanity to spare.
Again, like Petrus and Shiva, Lautrec is deceased. I killed all three of them personally, I assure you.
I'm done with the looting. I'm a humble merchant now, and wondrous treasures have I, at a special price for you.
So I'll be going over what he talked about while we move to the next area.
What? Nothing appeals to you? Well, you must have poor taste.
Well, your prices are just a bit too high for what I'm looking for. Because I've got means of farming humanity if I really need to. Alright, so, next location. To get to where we want to go, we want to warp to the Daughter of Chaos, which is the Fair Lady, the hidden bonfire after Quelaag's boss room. Now, does Indy have anything else to say now that we're kind of further in?
Oh, hello. What is it that you need? Below us lies the ruins of the legendary city of Izalith. There, the molten giant watches over the flame of chaos. Our fair lady and Mistress Quelaag fled from the ruins. I do not know the details, and I do not ask. Worse than undead, we are diseased and unwanted, like the grime of the great swamp. But my dear fair lady, she cried for me and swallowed the great blight pus, despite Mistress Quelaag's orders to the contrary. Worse than
Okay.
and
So you don't have anything new to say, I don't think. But, so going over what Patches was talking about there, more specifically, what he was talking about in regards to Shiva. This game has its fair share of cut content, and the cut content that I'm referring to specifically is one that's actually still in the game files, regarding Shiva. If you are friendly, or in this cut content, if you are friendly with the Forest Hunters, and Shiva shows up in Blighttown, he would have had some dialogue that indicated he was looking for a weapon called the Chaos Blade. Now, the way you get Chaos Blade in this version of the game is it's a soul weapon. You combine the soul of Quelaag with a +10 katana, and you will get the Chaos Blade. It's a chaos weapon, much like Quelaag's Fury Sword, only I think the dexterity scaling is higher, and it also either drains your health constantly while you have it equipped, or it deals damage every time you swing it. I forget which. Generally speaking, I'm not a fan of things that hurt me when I use them, so I don't use it. But supposedly in this cut content, the Chaos Blade would have been its own item just kind of out in the world. And if you showed it to Shiva, he would offer to trade you for it. Regardless of whether you gave it to him or not, he would attack you. And if he killed you, if you didn't already give him the Chaos Blade, he would steal the Chaos Blade and run off, and you would respawn with a black eye orb, much like the one that was left behind when Lautrec murdered Anastasia. And specifically where Shiva went to hide out was in the Painted World. You would go to the Painted World, use the Black Eye Orb, and invade him to get the Chaos Blade back. Basically everybody at this point knows that that's a reference to Demon Souls, because there's a very similar sort of scenario with a NPC called Satsuki, who's looking for, I believe he meets, called Magic Sword Makoto. You show it to him, he gets pissy, tries to kill you, and if he does kill you, he takes it, and then you have to kill him to get it back. But that was removed, so not really a thing. I believe if you talk to Alvina, she also mentions having misgivings about Shiva, even though Shiva, in this version of the game, since that content was cut, really doesn't do anything. And I believe when I was looking for, like, trying to get Petrus to change his dialogue, I believe the sequence trigger to get him to change it was actually Patches telling you that he's scum. You need the thing from Patches and the assurance from Oswald to get him to actually change his dialogue, but to save Rhea, we had to kill him when we did. So, I actually talked to Engi, because as you can see, there's now a person over here next to this pillar. I talked to Engi because he actually has some dialogue referring to this character, but I'm guessing he doesn't have it yet. It might be tied to the Chaos Servant Covenant. But, you'll notice, this person's wearing the gold-hemmed black set.
A mere undead, yet you can see me. Fascinating. I am Quelana of Izalith. I am not often revealed to walkers of flesh. You have a gift. Are you too one who seeks my pyromancy, like Salomon? Yes, of course. It should be expected. Very well. You shall be my pupil, but to pursue my pyromancy, you must give something up. Are you prepared to do this?
Okay, so this is Quelana. She is the advanced pyromancy teacher. She will only show up here in Blighttown if you are either in Blighttown, the Depths, or I believe the Valley of Drakes, with a +10 pyromancy flame in your inventory. Somebody actually did an in-depth study on this to see specifically what makes her spawn, because having a +10 pyromancy flame is the most consistent way of getting her to show up. Although I have had her appear without even having a pyromancy flame at all. So specifically what the game actually checks for is as long as somebody in your game world has a +10 pyromancy flame, it doesn't necessarily have to be you. It can be another player who you either summon or get invaded by. And as long as that happens in either Blighttown, the Valley of Drakes, or the Depths, Quelana will spawn. As for why those specific areas, is the game doesn't load an area when you first get, or like when you walk into it, like through a boundary. Whenever you're in an area, the game kind of preloads every area adjacent to it, so that way it can more focus on loading whenever you transition into a new area. A good example of this would be Firelink. While you're at Firelink, the game has primarily loaded Firelink, but it has the data for the Catacombs, the Undead Parish, New Londo Ruins, and the Undead Burg already kind of like preloaded or whatever, so that way it can switch to whichever one you happen to walk to. And this can actually be seen in-game by transitioning between multiple zones and respawning an enemy without using a bonfire. A good way to do that would be to, let's say, going from, like, say you do a loop from Firelink, go into the Undead Burg, run through the Burg, and then run through the parish like the intended way, and then take the elevator back down to Firelink. By the time you would get back to Firelink, because you had crossed a different boundary into a separate area, any enemies you killed in Firelink, their data would be gone by the time you entered the burg, because they'd be dead. But moving into the parish, you're technically no longer adjacent to Firelink for that little bit before it realizes, oh hey, there's a shortcut here, and it respawns the enemies in Firelink. And then from there, if you go to Darkroot, it would respawn everything in the burg, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of what's going on there. So, spiel over, what do you have to say?
Long ago, I accepted another pupil like yourself. Over 200 years ago, there was a man almost as bungling as you. In your world, he was called Salaman, the master pyromancer. The little rascal really made something of himself. Pyromancy is the art of invoking and manipulating fire. But remember one thing. Always fear the flame, lest you be devoured by it and lose yourself. I would hate to see that happen again. Pyromancy, but I would hate...
Okay, so she's not telling us anything else. She does actually have some pretty interesting lore things to talk about. But as far as her services go, like I said, she's the advanced pyromancy teacher. She can sell you some unique pyromancies here. She has Undead Rapport, which is a particularly interesting one. Doesn't really work too well, but it can be useful for some laughs. She can also upgrade your pyromancy flame, and uniquely, she can actually ascend your pyromancy flame, because I believe your pyromancy flame can go up to plus 15 normally. If you have a plus 15 pyromancy flame, she can enhance it further into an ascended flame, and that can go up to plus 5. She's the only pyromancy teacher that can do that.
No luck, Well, young pupil, you must have patience, but do not keep me waiting much longer.
She does have a side quest for us, but she technically hasn't given it to us yet. I'll talk to her on the way back and see if she'll give it to us then. Now, I'm going to a bit of a side area, and I also have a side quest to complete while I'm down here, which is why I'm running around in the muck. These guys don't bleed. Where's my gargoyle's halberd? There it is. Okay. Plus, the poison resistance from the gargoyle's halberd will help in the swamp. But yeah, the Painting Guardian set, barring the skirt, I believe, has the highest poison resistance of any armor set in the game. So if you want maximum poison resistance, you want to wear the Painting Guardian hood, chest piece, gloves, the gold-hemmed black skirt with a poison bite ring equipped. And that will give you the best poison resistance from equipment. Okay, Siegmeyer, here he is. Uh-oh. Let's deal with this first. That guy wasn't supposed to aggro, but he did anyway. Let's see. I've got plenty of purple moss, so this should be fine. What's up, Siegmeyer? Just kind of hanging out here in the swamp, are you? Siegmeyer?
Mm-hmm. Oh ho! Excuse me, I was so absorbed in thought I just drifted away. You see, I'm actually in a bit of a fix. I've made it this far, but I'm short on antidote moss for the trip back. By my knighthood, I'm ashamed to ask, but can you spare a few scraps of moss?
Sure, I've got plenty.
Fantastic. Thank you. A saint you are. This Knight of Katarina expresses his deepest gratitude. I shall not forget this. Please, take this, a symbol of my appreciation.
A pierced shield. I guess he has a spare.
Well, our fates do seem entwined, don't they? Perhaps this, too, is the will of Lord Gwyn. The poison swamp. Like quicksand in there.
Okay, well, you have fun with that, Siegmeyer. But yeah, you need to give him 3 purple moss clumps to advance the next part of his side quest. And his is a side quest that you can actually fail. Most side quests can be ignored, or because they're not explicitly stated to be side quests, you just kind of have to know they're there. But Siegmeyer's is the only one that actually has a failure state, though it's more like a alternate path, so to speak. It branches off into kind of like a Y shape, where there's a linear progression with his encounters, and then the very last encounter you have with him can end in one of two ways. So, y'all remember this area. I came here to get the Chloranthy ring way back at the beginning. So, we're actually going to be going through here now. This is the Great Hollow. I've got 10 liquid humanity, so I shouldn't need... Yeah, I shouldn't need... let's see. I shouldn't need the, Curse Bite ring. So, this is the Great Hollow. I believe Domhnall of Xena kind of hints that this place exists, although he doesn't actually explicitly tell you where it is. This place is a massive vertical shaft that has all sorts of, like, crisscrossing support platforms like this, and there's, like, 2 or 3 different ways to descend this thing. The main thing you want to watch out for down here, besides the falls, is there's a lot of basilisks down here. This is a nest of not only... Yeah, this is primarily a nest of basilisks. This whole area is actually a nest of quite a few different creatures. Because you have the upper level here. Yeah, that's enough curse resistance that I'm not going to get just, like, insta-killed by these things. So, you have a nest of basilisks on the upper half of this place. Basilisks also appear at the bottom, like, once you reach the very end of the area, there's more basilisks down there. But this area kind of is divided into an upper half and a lower half. The basilisks are mostly in the upper half, and as you can see, there was a crystal lizard down there. Basilisks aren't the only things that nest in the Great Hollow. This place is a crystal lizard haven. There's like 7 or 8 crystal lizard spawns in here, which is the reason why I have the Covetous Gold Serpent Ring equipped. As for why I'm not going after them at the moment, you kind of have to go all over the place to find all the crystal lizards. So what I want to do, because there's going to be a lot of closing the game out and reloading it. Yeah, get dunked. I'm pretty sure that was actually a dunk. He jumped and I slammed him back down. Nice catch. But my primary thing right now is I want to kill all of the basilisks, just so I don't run the risk of getting cursed, just constantly going up and down, because you do have to make some pretty precarious drops in order to get to the areas where all the lizards are. And constantly going up and down is going to be tedious enough on its own, even more so with basilisks getting in the way. So let's just go ahead, kill all of them, get them out of the way. This one here should be the last one actually in the hollow. Oh, no. One more. You're the last one. Ooh, somebody dropped an Eye of Death. Very nice. Okay, that should be the last of the basilisks actually here in the Great Hollow itself. So we can head back topside and start looking for those crystal lizards. Now, the crystal lizards here are the main reason why I didn't upgrade Velka's Rapier with Twinkling Titanite that I farmed. Because there's just a lot of them in here, and I don't want their Twinkling Titanite to go to waste. I don't know if this is like a static drop from one of the crystal lizards in here, but in my experience... Where's the damn ladder? There it is. In my experience with this place, there's a crystal lizard here that semi-consistently drops a Titanite slab if you can find it. I actually got it as a drop in my practice run earlier today, so I know for a fact it's here. I just don't know if it's a random drop or if it's like a specific crystal lizard that drops it. But there are crystal lizards everywhere in here, and I intend to get most, if not all of them. At the very least, I want to try and get the one that has the slab, because the slab is just too good to pass up. But unfortunately, this place is also very dangerous. The basilisks actually aren't the most dangerous thing in here. This is! So, I don't know what it is about this particular walkway, but you can clearly see I should be able to just walk over that, but there's some sort of environmental collision data here or something that's stopping me from clearing this. And it's just, I don't know. It's really weird. And there we go. You have to roll at like just the right spot to get back up there. It's really obnoxious. I'm guessing that kind of makes that sort of like almost a point of no return. You're likely to kill yourself trying to get back up here, but you can do it. I believe actually down there was where a crystal lizard spawned, so let's get him. Some of these crystal lizards can actually be pretty obnoxious, but thankfully this one here isn't. So we've got the gold serpent ring equipped, so let's see what kind of goodies we can get from this particular lizard. Now, something interesting about the crystal lizards here, because there's so many of them, not all of them spawn at once. And, yeah, so if you find a crystal lizard and it doesn't spawn when you reload the area, just keep doing it. It'll come up eventually. Okay, red Titanite chunk. This area also, in general, besides the crystal lizards, is just really good for getting materials. Because you can find, I believe it's 2 or 3 of every Titanite chunk type here. You can get regular, white, blue, and red Titanite chunks from the various corpses that just kind of litter the place. Ooh, almost fell off. I want to say there's a crystal lizard that hangs out either up there or down there at that intersection. Let's see if I can get him to appear. No? There's going to be a lot of quitting out and reloading, so just be aware. I think of the crystal lizards that live here, I think only 2 of them are on the beaten path. It's just a matter of finding them. But you can probably hear when I spawn in that you can hear a very faint twinkling sound. I actually still hear it. That means there's some crystal lizards close by. Which I'm probably hearing the ones that are up top. Because the biggest concentration of crystal lizards are actually right up there. You can see there's that ledge. I think 3 of the spawns are up there. There's actually 5 total spawns up there, because there's a tunnel that kind of leads in there. And that tunnel has 2. So yeah, there's like 7, 8, maybe 9 crystal lizards. There's quite a few of them in here. Now, I hope you're not acrophobic, because we're going to have to make some very precarious drops. Starting from up here at the bonfire. If you actually look down, you can see where all of the little branch bridges are. Fall control coming in play again. Now, we don't want to drop down there. That's kind of a point of no return. We want to drop down here first. Now, there are a couple of crystal lizards in here. The crystal lizards in this particular part of it, okay, they didn't show up. But the crystal lizards that live in this tunnel are particularly obnoxious, because I may not be able to hit them with my my halberd due to how the inclines are. I might just barely miss them. So let's see. Nope, not here. If they don't show up, just keep reloading the area until they do. Like I said, there's just so many crystal lizard spawns that the game doesn't load them all up at once. There's one that spawns at the entrance here, and there's one that spawns in the back. There it is. Thankfully, you do any damage to these things at all, and it interrupts their little escape. So, okay, what do we get? Red Titanite chunk. Okay. So there should be the one that spawns here at the entrance of the tunnel. It'll be easier to approach him from behind, because then when he runs out onto the main platform there, it should be just easier to smack him. If he shows up, he may not be. Now, I don't know if this is like a hard-coded thing, but I actually have noticed sometimes, this is purely like an anecdotal thing, but sometimes I think I've noticed some crystal lizards spawning twice. It might be the game being a little bit confused because there's so many crystal lizards here that it puts one in a spot that you technically already killed one. I have had that happen before. Aha! There you are! Titanite chunk. Nice. Okay, so that should be both of the crystal lizards in here. Now, to get back, I believe we can make that jump. Ooh. Okay, took a little bit of fall damage there, but that's fine. I aimed a bit far. Had I aimed a little further up, I probably would have landed on my feet instead of doing a roll, but that's okay. It gets us where we need to go. So now, we want to drop back here again, and we want to head into that tunnel. This tunnel leads to the crystal lizard nest. This is the big hall. There's 5 crystal lizards in here. Okay, the one in the entrance of the tunnel didn't spawn. The one in the back corner of the tunnel didn't spawn, so how about on here on the ledge? One of them did, okay? I missed. Okay, that should be that one dead. Titanite chunk. Okay, so there are 2 crystal lizards that can spawn out here, 3 that can spawn out there on the ledge. There's one that can spawn like right here, and there's one that spawns near the entrance. So let's see which ones we can get. Okay. The one that spawns at the end of the tunnel didn't spawn here. This one didn't spawn maybe at the beginning of the tunnel? No. Ah, there's the one at the end. Got him. Twinkling Titanite, 2 green Titanite shards. Okay. So that's the one at the end of the tunnel. There should be 2 more on the ledge, and then there's the one at the entrance. I hear twinkling, so... Ah, yeah, there's one. Large Titanite shard, okay. Let's go check the upper area here, see if this one appears spawned. Yes, it has! Titanite slab! Got it! Alright. That was the slab one. So I think that actually in that case, if it's not a random drop and it is a specific crystal lizard that can drop it, I think the spawns actually do rotate, because in my practice run, the one that dropped the slab was one of the ones out on the ledge. Okay, the last one on the ledge should have spawned because I hear twinkling. Yep, there it is. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the last of them up here. There's one that appears somewhere on the beaten path. Like at an intersection? Somewhere past here. Let me see if I can see it. Yeah, there it is, down there. Ah, you see, that one actually respawned. It put that one back at a spawn that we technically already cleared. So, yeah, we can walk back to here, and he should come back. And if I'm not mistaken, this is either the last crystal lizard or the second to last one. So let's see if we can get him to show up. There you are. Red Titanite, I'm cool with that. I remember in my practice run it was like around here, I think. Either up around here or up this way, like over here there was a crystal lizard, but I don't remember exactly. Let me do a quick reload, see if I can hear any twinkling sounds when I load in. No, we killed them all, because you noticed it didn't make that twinkling noise when we spawned in. So that is all the crystal lizards dead. We are good. So now, we get to go take all of the roundabout paths and pick up all of the extra loot on the way. So, we're going to have to go back up to the bonfire and start dropping down in places. Though I think we can actually start from here. We can like start dropping down around here and can get the loot just fine. There's just a lot of ways you can go. So, yeah. And again, you do want to be careful, because you don't want to fall to your death. That's a very easy thing to do in here. I think I died from falling twice in my practice run, because some of the items, with how they're placed, their precariousness is makes getting them more than a little suspect, due to janky collisions on the actual pathways. Getting to that one should be just as simple as walking there. So that's technically on the beaten path. Oh yeah, there's also a pathway here. You can drop down onto that. Let's head down this way first, I think. Just make sure I'm not imagining that. Yeah. Yeah, to get to that one, we have to go down and around. Thought I heard a crystal lizard, but I guess I was mistaken. Not this way. Maybe we do have to drop down to get that. Now, don't feel too bad if you miss any of the items that are like on a branch, because all of those are basically Titanite chunks of some form. Titanite chunks, regardless of color, can all be farmed in various areas, so losing one isn't going to be the end of the world. So, let's see. Okay, that one's worth it, because that's an actual proper Titanite chunk. That's one of the ones that I personally care about. Let's see. I think we can make that jump. There we go. This one, I think, is either... I think this is a blue or a white. Oh, no, it's a red. Because there's, on the bodies, I think there's 2 regular, 2 reds, a white, and a blue. I think. So, let's keep dropping. this looks like the beaten path. Yeah, this is the beaten path. So we need to... You can walk this way. There's that branch right there. Yeah, then we can drop off right here. This one shouldn't be bad. Yeah. We're gonna have to drop off over here. Yeah, to get to that one, we're gonna have to drop straight down, I think. Yeah, we're gonna have to roll to get to this one, I think, but that should be feasible. Make sure you roll the right way. Okay, that's a white chunk. Alright, that one right there, that corpse on the branch, that one's one of the jerk ones that's really tricky to get to. Blue chunk. So what you gotta do for this one is you have to make a running jump. Oh, that's gonna sting. Okay, good. Fall control was still active. You have to do a actual jump and position it just right to where you more or less land on the corpse. Because if you don't land exactly on it, that branch is so narrow you'll just end up sliding right off. So I'll make a couple of attempts at grabbing that, but again, it's just a Titanite chunk of some kind. It's not the end of the world if I can't get it. But I know we have things we need to do today, so I don't want to spend like half of the stream trying to get this one little item. And I already skipped a blue Titanite slab at the Duke's Archives because, you know, ultimately it's not going to be doing much good. Oh, whew! That actually made my anxiety spike a bit because I went more towards the side. But, yeah. I'm perfectly fine with missing treasure if it's not worth it. And this most definitely would count as not worth it. But I'm going to give it a try for the sake of completion. And this doesn't make me so anxious that I just straight up don't want to do it. Because this is basically a nothing burger item. We drop here. Oh, I overshot it. Yep. Okay. Well, again, that's just a Titanite chunk of some form. I'm not too fussed about it, so... And we can drop here. Blue Titanite chunk. Now, there's a really deviously hidden item in this area. The obvious corpses are souls, but if we go down this way a little, you can actually see there's a corpse over there. That one's devious, and you will probably die getting that one. Because this one is really tricky. You can kind of see from how the end of the platform kind of tapers. You want to walk off the tapered bit. And I'm pretty sure not even fall control will save me if I screw this up. Yep. That's a really nasty one to try and get, and again, I'm pretty sure that's just a chunk of some kind. So, I'm not gonna bother. Shoot. Okay, so I'm gonna need both the Curse Bite Ring and a Rare Ring of Sacrifice. Just in case Curse gets me. So, let's see. I still have a Rare Ring, so that's good. Now, I will have to remove my bow and the... Let's see. My bow and my halberd. Since I have to take off Habel's ring. Thankfully, humanity is not required. At least not yet. But yeah, so that's most of the really nasty treasure. There's one more that can be a bit tricky, but thankfully we don't have to do any, like, pre-thought-out acrobatics to actually get to it. I'm gonna equip the Purging Stone just in case it gets a bit too high, but generally speaking, with these things, it's not much of an issue. And we have a bot. I don't know how long you've been here, but you are not welcome. Get out of here. Alright. Beaten path is this way. But yeah, I think that one there on the tree branch, that's either a blue chunk. I'm pretty sure that's a blue or a red chunk. And then the one down below that I died trying to get, that one I think is either a red or a white chunk. So there's no more around here. Now we can head down. Ah, good. There's my bloodstain. The game's nice about that, at least. I'll take that. Yeah, y'all ain't cursing me now. I think that's all the basilisks. So I do want to readjust my equipment here. Let's see. If we want the bow, let me get my Gargoyle's Halberd back. Havel's Ring, and at this point we don't need the Covetous Gold Serpent Ring anymore because we've killed all the Crystal Lizards. So the enemies down here will basically insta-poise break you. So no point in having that. And it's, the area is a bit too precarious for the Darkwood Grain Ring, so I'm going to stick with the Chloranthy Ring. Now, you actually saw there's a corpse down there. That's a corpse I want to get because that's a regular Titanite chunk. Actually, the Darkwood Grain Ring might come in handy here, because that might give me just the distance I need to actually reach that from here. This is where I die. No, I just missed it, but at least I didn't take any damage. Oh yeah, new enemy, mushroom people. Specifically, these are mushroom children. The mushroom children are not what we're worried about. The mushroom children are more annoyances than anything. Okay, be careful dropping down here, as you can get stuck. Oh, don't miss it, don't miss it! Okay, so this is bad, because not only are there a bunch of mushroom children down here, you see there's the big mushrooms. Those are the mushroom parents. These things, I think, have the highest attack power of any single hit in the game. These things make, they make trains seem quaint. So, keep your distance. And watch out when they do any sort of wind-up. Because sometimes they don't just throw one haymaker, sometimes they throw two. And one hit will, ow, put you on your back like that. These guys are a menace in New Game Plus. For the record, that was a clip. That was not me taking the full force of the attack. Had I taken the full force of that, I'd probably be down to like maybe, I'm gonna be generous and say 60% of a segment. Because, yeah, those guys hit really, really hard. In fact, once I get this item, I'm actually going to top up with an Estus just to make sure, because I know there's more of them. There we go. Okay. I believe there's 3 of these guys down here. Yep, here they are. The large club actually would do pretty good against these guys too, because it poise breaks them in 2 hits. But the large club doesn't quite have the range that the Gargoyle's Halberd does. And keeping your distance is preferable with these things. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, let me leave. Okay, so I'm kind of in a glitched location right now. Let me see if I can get out without dying. Or needing to use a homeward bone. Yeah, see, you're not supposed to... Okay, it pushed me out of there, but there's like a dead spot right there where you kind of noticed I was jittering and I couldn't move. This place has some very janky collision physics if it hasn't been made obvious. So... It's not just the falls that are precarious, it's just walking on the floor. Lots of glitchy stuff can happen in here. And that's it for the Great Hollow. Ash Lake. Look at this. All of these are arch trees. We saw a part of this area back in the Tomb of the Giants where Paladin Leroy invaded. If we looked down from the cliff face there, we would see a vast expanse of water with arch trees in the distance. We were seeing part of Ash Lake. So that's kind of like your hint that this is here. Because like I said, Domhnall gives a very vague hint that this place exists, but he doesn't tell you how to get here. There are 2 bonfires down here. Oh. So we're starting off with a mini-boss fight in this area. Yeah, see, this is the arch tree we came out of. And yeah, just imagine Lordran and the world of Dark Souls in general just being held up by all of these arch trees, Yggdrasil style. So, here we have an upgraded enemy. We've seen a regular Hydra. This is a black Hydra. It's literally just the Hydra, but it has more health. And if you are exploring Ash Lake, it is in your best interest to kill this thing immediately. Because unlike the Hydra in the Darkroot Basin, the one in the basin was kind of landlocked. It really couldn't do a whole lot. If you got out of range of it, it couldn't follow you. This one? This Hydra, because there's so much more water around, if you attempt to run away from this thing and go further down the little beach area, this thing will breach repeatedly to chase after you. And the breach itself is an attack. So, yeah. It's in your best interest to come over here, just engage it, kill it now, so it doesn't become a nuisance later. And it is a unique enemy, so it won't respawn when you kill it. You want to watch out for if it starts to back up, because also, unlike the Basin Hydra, this thing can more freely move. It can and will back up to generate the space necessary to use its water blasts. And the water blast is the most dangerous thing it has. Should be able to just whack that one, knock it off. Now, if I can kill this head here... Ooh. Yeah, if I can just kill that head, it should be a lot easier. Because that one, as you can see, likes to bury itself in the ground. Looks like we got 4 heads? No, 3. Oh, he's backing up. He might be... No, he's coming back. Come on, make up your minds. And he's down. No longer a threat. 10,000 souls and 2 dragon scales. Not bad, I gotta say. We're gonna go full 2-hand mode here. You might see some familiar faces coming up. If you don't go to the Duke's archives first, this would be your first encounter with the Man-Eater shells. Much like the ones in the Crystal Caves, these ones will drop Twinkling Titanite and Purging Stones, if you want to farm them. I personally prefer farming the ones in the Crystal Caves, because there's a larger concentration of them close to a bonfire. But you fight them the same way. Though, funnily enough, I think these ones have more HP. As these ones take 5 hits instead of 4. Now you do want to be careful because our undead can't swim. Deep water is effectively a bottomless pit, so... And you can see there's some very sheer drops here. But yeah, had I not killed that Hydra, he would have jumped across here by doing a breach, or yeah, I think it's called breaching. He would breach across here and mid-breach just spew a whole bunch of water blasts on the ground beneath him. So... On top of everything else that lives down here, it's just not worth the hassle to have him following you all the time. So, just do yourself a favor, kill him dead. Alright, now there's a lot of enemies in here. There's a couple of basilisks and I think a mushroom parrot. Man, the exact same thing happened in my practice run. I tried shooting this guy, he juked, I ended up hitting his partner instead. I mean, at least the arrow doesn't go to waste, but still. Okay, Mushroom Parent coming up behind, so... Get ready to kill this thing. Are you alone in here? Yes, you are. Dead. Okay. There's one more basilisk, which is up this way. But he shouldn't be an issue. Okay, we got another precarious drop here, because there's this open little hole. I'm technically standing on air right now. But if you move just kind of inch, you'll fall right here, not fall in the water, and you can go up here to get a unique piece of loot. Miracle, Great Magic Barrier. Now, we can't use this, but I believe this one has a little bit of lore significance. Miracle of Bishop Habel the Rock. Cover body with powerful defensive magic coating. Habel the Rock, an old battlefield compatriot of Lord Gwyn, was the sworn enemy of Seath the Scaleless. He despised magic and made certain to devise means of counteraction. So that kind of goes to support the information we found out last time in the archives, that we can probably presume the reason he hated Seath was because of the maiden and the white seance ring we found there, belonging to the love of Habel's life. So I believe this meteor shell here is the last enemy in the area. From here, it's basically home free. Ooh. Oh, okay. I thought he was winding up for an attack, not flinching. But... Nice. Oh yeah, we missed it, but there's a, if you look way back over there, near where we first encountered the man-eater shells, there's a giant skull there. That's the skull of a dragon. So, this place is called Ash Lake. There's arch trees everywhere. We've been finding dragon scales all over the place. We found a miracle of Habel the Rock, implying that he was here, or his soldiers were here at some point. He was a battlefield compatriot of Gwyn. And who did they fight against? The Everlasting Dragons. The last Everlasting Dragon in Lordran. Now, this guy is completely passive. And like most dragons, he has a tail weapon. You can cut his tail off to get the Dragon Greatsword, and he doesn't care. Because he's still got his scales, so he's effectively immortal. So let's look at that sword. This sword, one of the rare dragon weapons, came from the tail of the stone dragon of Ash Lake, descendant of the ancient dragons. Its great mystical power will be unleashed when wielded with two hands. I've never actually used the special attack for this one, so I don't know what it does. But anyway, this particular dragon, let's actually get a look at his face. You've got quite the nasty looking mug on you. I can't say I've ever seen a dragon look like that, but So, interestingly, this dragon counts as a firekeeper, because that particular bonfire will always give you 10 Estus. But we can pray to it and join its covenant. Now, I don't think we have a covenant right now. Nope, because we betrayed the Princess Guard, so we can enter a new one. Let me get the Dragon Eye and the Dragon Headstone. Ah, right, these are these. Dragon Eye. Online play item. Find a player who has acquired a dragon scale and invade that player's world to pillage it. Only Covenanter can use the item. An art of the transcendent apostles who prayed to the ancient dragons. To be alive is to be vulnerable, and the fiery gods are no exception. The apostles seek another plane of existence which transcends life. Dragon Headstone. Stone imbued with the power of the dragons, right of apostles of the ancient dragons, gain head of dragon, emit dragon breath. The dragon apostles seek transcendence of life itself, attainable by transformation into an ancient dragon. This rite is only one step, but it cannot be reversed until death. So, we have entered the Path of the Dragon Covenant. This is a very esoteric PvP covenant that primarily deals in honorable duels. The way it works is if you use the Dragon Eye, it acts like a red eye, or the red sign soapstone. It lays down a Dragon Eye sign, and anybody who interacts with it can summon you into their world for a duel. And whoever wins the duel gets a dragon scale. You turn in the dragon scales to the Everlasting Dragon to rank up in the Covenant, and what that does is it gives you access to more Dragon Stone items. I believe it gives you access to the Torso Stone, which, what these stones do is the Headstone will remove whatever headgear you have. It's an item that goes in your belt slot, like where the Estus is. And while the Dragon Head is active, using the Headstone again will cause you to breathe fire. The Torso Stone also goes down in the Estus slots and will remove, I think, all of your armor except for your headpiece and give you a dragon body. What that does is you can't use weapons, you can only use your fists, but your fists are super powerful because you have dragon claws now, and using the Torso Stone again while you already have it will unleash a shockwave similar to Force. And what leveling up in the Covenant does, aside from giving you access to the Torso Stone, I believe your Covenant rank will influence the end damage of your attacks in Dragon mode. So, it's definitely a unique way to play. My fellow stooge, Hinty, has actually been doing a Dragon Form only run. I believe he's been posting it to YouTube if you want to see it there, but we're not going to be staying in Path of the Dragon for long. So, we actually want to go ahead and join a new covenant basically immediately. We want to join the Chaos Servants. We get the Great Chaos Fireball Pyromancy for joining. And yep, we are now a Chaos Servant. So this is the only covenant in the game that I actually care about. Actually trying to gain ranks in. Now, the Chaos Servants, like the Dark Wraiths, are a PvP-focused covenant, technically speaking, because what you're supposed to do as a Chaos Servant is you're supposed to get humanity and give it to the Fair Lady. That's how you rank up. I believe primarily you get pyromancies from it, but there is a very good reason why you want to level up in this covenant. You want to get to rank 2. Which requires giving her 30 liquid humanity. So I've been stocking these up. I've got a lot of liquid humanity. So we're going to go ahead and pop all of these as much as I need to. I want to get to 40 humanity, I think. Well, 41. But Alright, that's all my twin humanities used up. As far as items go... There will be poison eventually, so poison purple moss bump should be fine. So I'm wondering, now that we're a Chaos Servant, will Engi give more info for us?
Oh, hello. What is it that you need? Have you heard of Lost Quelana, an inhuman witch who wanders the poison swamp? Only no one has ever seen her, so who really knows? But what if she is another of the Quelag sisters? Our fair lady would be greatly comforted by her presence.
So yeah, that's kind of your hint that she's, that Quelana's in Blighttown. But now, we've got 40 humanity, let's give up 30 of it. And we have to do this one at a time, so this is probably going to take a bit. This should do it. Alright, when you get Chaos Storm, you've reached the 30 humanity mark. So now if we actually look, we are now a Chaos Servant +2. I want to stay that way for a bit for a very important reason. Now, I actually forgot to do something. Let me grab this stuff, Ring of Fog, and we need to head back to the Duke's Archives. Now, we technically could have done this after giving Siegmeyer the purple moss. But I figured this would be as good a time as any to do it, because we can just warp there either from the end of Ash Lake or from the Fair Lady's bonfire. But we just have a quick little errand to do here, and we will be on our way. This is actually very important. We want to make sure we get this done. Because now that we've given Siegmeyer the moss, you'll see there's now a golden crystal golem out here. That wasn't here before. So, the ones in the crystal cave aside, golden crystal golems are known for keeping people held captive. And we know Seath's proclivities for kidnapping women, so it's safe to say somebody needs our help. So let's go ahead and clear the immediate area before we go about doing that. Lots of blue titanite. Not that I need it, but it's there. $400 arrows. Okay. Hey! Oh, right, I'm still wearing the Ring of Fog. I mainly did that so I wouldn't be getting shot. I don't know what kind of punch that was, but you did some serious whiffing there. Okay, you have seen me, so you come here first. Shouldn't need to waste an arrow on you, then. Alright. That should be all of the crystal golems in the immediate area. So now let's go take out this gold one. Ah, good! You didn't get stuck on the trees this time! In my practice run, he got stuck between those two trees, like immediately behind him.
It was you who rescued me. Why, thank you. I am Vigeland of Katarina. I don't know how I ended up in that crystal. It wasn't terrible in there, but I could hardly move. I must think of some way to repay you. Oh, have you seen my father? You wouldn't miss him. A suit of armor just like mine.
We have seen him multiple times, in fact.
Thank goodness. I knew he was here somewhere. Well then, now I must find him. Thanks again, truly. Now if we'll just stay put and keep out of trouble.
Right, I believe that's that, yeah. Alright, let's Homeward Bone back, because we've wasted enough time kind of like running around. Because we still gotta run back and talk to Quelana as well. Oh, I didn't mean to warp here, but I guess this works. Before we do anything else, we actually do need to warp back to Firelink. Because now that we've freed Sieglind from Seath, she appears here.
Oh, hello again. We're both managing quite well, aren't we? But I haven't found my father yet. Have you seen him?
Yeah, he's down below.
Really? Then I must be off. I'm sorry he's caused you trouble. He has a knack for that. If you just stay put. Really?
Alright. Alright, so yeah, now we want to go to the Daughter of Chaos. Now, I'm going to make a very quick backtrack to see Quinlana, just to see if she's updated her dialogue. Because, she does have a side quest for us, and you don't have to talk to her to do it. But her dialogue does have some interesting lore for us, and I'd like to show off how you're supposed to know to do this side quest in the first place. The only reason I haven't done that with, like, Domhnall is because Domhnall makes you pay for his information, and he only has so many items that I actually care to buy. So, yeah. If I'm sticking with the practical route, probably not going to be getting much in the ways of info out of him. Can I fast roll if I change that off? I can, so that actually works out. Stack these two together. Y'all can't see anything. And yeah, because Quaylana's here, she keeps the mosquitoes away. Alright, so do you have anything new to say?
Ah, there you are. I was expecting you. Let us begin. The Witch of Izalith. Please, do not speak of her. I abandoned my mother and sisters and fled to this land. Now I roam these parts, feigning ablution and pretending to seek answers. Pyromancy is the art of invoke, but or I would no luck. Well, but do not.
She's supposed to give you a side quest.
Ah, you again. I applaud your diligence. But what have you brought for me? Pyromancy is the but I would
Okay. I guess we just haven't made enough progress?
no luck. Well, but do not.
Well, basically what she asks you to do for her side quest is she asks you, which you're going to end up doing this as part of the main story anyway, but she asks you to kill the Witch of Izalith and her remaining sisters. Specifically, all you have to do, though, to actually fulfill that request is kill the Witch of Izalith. So, you just got to remember, once we do that, go back and talk to her. Okay. So I want to rest here, because we're going to be hanging out here for a bit. Okay, so let's get back on our standard gear. Gonna want the Grass Crest Shield, and I want to equip, if I can find it, the Black Knight Halberd. This will be the first time I'm actually using this weapon, and it's fully upgraded, so this should be doing a lot for us in this upcoming area here. Let me organize my inventory just in case I need to swap some stuff around. Put the Moonlight Greatsword away, Dragon Greatsword. We'll keep Velko's Rapier. We can put Avalon away. Pierce Shield, and that should do just fine. Okay, so Darkwood Grain Ring is working, so that's fine. Now, we can't use the Black Knight Halberd one-handed. We don't have the strength for that, but We can use it two-handed, which is really all we need it for. And it's going to be put through its paces here. So now we're in the Demon Ruins. We came here earlier after ringing the second bell to go kill Ceaseless Discharge. If you haven't done so already, that entire bottom area down there will be completely filled with lava, and you cannot pass it via normal means. There is a speedrunning strategy involving stacking a whole lot of fire resistance and doing some jiggery-pokery with like boundary collisions along the edge of the cliff on that side. But we're not going to worry about that for... well, we can't worry about it because we already cleared the lava. But you can use that to sequence break past the lava without having to kill Ceaseless Discharge. Even though there is actually a sequence trigger tied to Ceaseless's death that is not the lava receding. So, you may notice over there's a bunch of Taurus demons, and there's a Capra demon right here too. The Demon Ruins, as the name would suggest... Oh, that was a mistime on my part. There we go. The Demon Ruins, as the name suggests, has a crap ton of demons in it. Specifically, these are demons of chaos, which the Black Knight weapons are designed to combat. So, the Black Knight Halberd is going to be our best friend in this area. Now, something important to note, before you go past this archway, make sure you're human. You want to head down this way until the pillars are out of sight, and then you immediately want to head back. Because by doing so... Oh, we didn't go down far enough. Let's go a little further. Might be past this column. Because it's like partway down this little ledge pathway here. There it is. We get invaded by Kirk again. That's the second time we've encountered Kirk. But yeah, this area is probably, a lot of people would consider it one of the two worst areas in the game. There's a lot of development history behind that reasoning. Namely, Dark Souls was unfortunately rushed near the end of its development cycle. And that's very much obvious when you look at the Demon Ruins and Lost Izalith area. Because, as you will see, the place is pretty simple to navigate, not a whole lot of navigational or directional challenges. It's a bunch of old enemies, or otherwise very weak enemies, just kind of copy-pasted everywhere. There are a few nasty, annoying enemies, but they're relatively few and far between. Ooh, Demon Great Machete. Nice. But, it's also kind of like a boss gauntlet. When we get down to the lower areas where the lava's a lot more common, it becomes a pain to look at because the bloom is so high. Yeah, there's a whole lot of problems with this area. And the area immediately next to it, but we'll encounter those as we get further in. So yeah, we have Taurus demons, Capra demons. These things aren't anything new. Where the new stuff truly shows up is down here. I don't know what these guys are called. Demonic statues, I guess? They're little gourd-shaped statues with demon faces. They are classed as Chaos Demons, though, so the Black Knight weapons do extra damage to them. Basically, all they do is they just kind of like slide around and breathe fire. They're like the really weak enemy in this area. They like to appear in groups and kind of swarm you, but that's about it. They're otherwise not that much of a threat. What is a threat, however, is this thing. This is a burrowing rockworm. There's like, let's see, like 7 of these things, I think. This one's unique. Once you kill him, he doesn't come back. But they come out of the wall. They're stationary. They only attack if you get close. But they hit really hard. They have a grab attack. And probably their most annoying attack is they will spit acid at you. So I may have mentioned earlier when going through the Tomb of the Giants, or maybe the Duke's Archives, that when you are going through these sort of like Lord Soul areas, most of them have a gimmick associated with them, or some mechanic that they're testing you about. Like, for example, Nino's area, the Tomb of the Giants, it's pitch black. You need some kind of light source in there. The Duke's Archives is a test of navigational awareness due to how similar the actual archives themselves look within each other. There's also testing your knowledge of, like, the elemental weakness and resistance system, with all the enemies resistant to magic in there. Here in Lost Izalith and the Demon Ruins area, we're not technically in Lost Izalith yet, that's coming up. But, here in the Demon Ruins, the main gimmick, primarily, besides being a boss rush of sorts... Uh-oh, that's not good. Besides being a boss rush of sorts, because this area has the most boss fights of any given area in the game... Actually, no, I think it's tied. Ooh, a Demon's Great Axe. I think it's tied for most boss fights in a given area of the game. But the main gimmick here is durability loss. Because you've got a bunch of enemies that can damage your equipment. That's a grab. Don't get grabbed by that. He will eat you. Not a fun time getting eaten by the worm. But, yeah. The enemies here... If they don't just straight up do a lot of damage, they'll do a lot of equipment damage. And they will just straight up break your stuff. And that acid spit, in particular, will just straight up break one of your items if it does hit you. It does a lot of durability damage. There we go. However, this area is also really important because not 1, but 2 character side quests culminate in this area. Ooh, another Demon Great Machete. Nice. So yeah, it's definitely one of the weaker areas in the game, but it does have at least a little bit going for it. That's cute. Are you coming around? Yeah, you're coming around. Sometimes he'll just stand there and let you get a plunging attack on him. And then there's that guy. I'm not going to fight him on a ledge, because he just kind of likes to stand there until he actually physically sees you. So I'm going to equip the Hawk Ring and plink him in the head. Aim a little higher. Maybe that will do a bit more damage. About the same. I've got plenty of arrows, so this really is no trouble. That's him gone. Actually, dark wood grain would probably work a little better. Let's go this way then. Yeah, the burrowing rockworms over here are pretty easy to deal with because these ones don't come out of the ground or the wall. They come out of the ceiling. And that, surprisingly, actually makes them very easy to deal with because you can get behind them. And this chest they were guarding, the large flame ember. Oh yeah, I never looked at this. Ember required for weapon ascension, large magic ember, a form of sorcery, handled only by the Vindheim magic blacksmiths. Large flame ember used in ancient rites, handled only by blacksmiths knowledgeable in ancient methods, which allows you to ascend fire weapons. And then we have the church long hid the forbidden black ember, and no living blacksmith knows of it. Occult weapons were used to hunt the gods and are effective against their followers and kin. Which, I forget if I mentioned this last time or not, but, the reason I'm hanging on to Velka's rapier is because it has an occult modifier on it. It does occult damage, which is really good against the gods. And, you know, anyone allied with them. Uh-oh. Oh, jeez! Yep, that's me dead. That's gonna be a long walk back, but not a big deal. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why the burrowing rockworms are dangerous. They can do stuff like that. Curse shouldn't be an issue anymore. I'm gonna put that away. Okay, well, we don't have access to our nifty little flip, but I'm sure we'll be fine. It should go without saying, pretty much everything down here is resistant to fire, so pyromancers will kind of struggle down here. Ooh, nice double kill. But overall, the area's not that bad. Ah, Demon's Great Axe. Nice. Yeah, the burrowing rockworms are more disgusting than anything. Nah, he moved too quick. If I had hidden body, maybe I would have been able to jump on him, but nah. He's backing off. I might be able to jump on him now. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh. Yeah, I messed that up real bad because it didn't read the forward input. Okay, bloodstains over there. Now, is shooting you gonna aggro you? No. So we can play this extra safe. Get my bloodstain back, and we should be good to go. Now, these burrowing rockworms are not considered chaos demons. But the Black Knight Halberd's just so powerful, it deals with them easily enough anyway. Now, if I wanted to, I could use my bow on these things. Which, for the ones up there, I actually might, but... You're a little closer, so you'll probably take more damage. You take about the same. Don't need you breaking my gear, thanks. Ugh. Alright, got my stuff back. Doing pretty good. But yeah, once I'm done here, I'll probably go visit all of the blacksmiths and give them their embers. I'm not fighting you, you're not worth it. Killing you once is enough. Not gonna do it again. Alright, so I'm not gonna be too concerned if I die at this point, because getting back here is easy enough. Nope. So what happened there was the camera snapped back into place when I tried to do a platforming thing. Nice that I called that death, though. Not a huge deal. One of the many downsides to not having an omnidirectional roll. The camera can occasionally screw you over like that. Granted, it's been a long time since something like that's happened, so I find that more amusing than anything else, but still. I came through here flawlessly in my practice runs, so it's just like, a little annoying, but what can you do? Thankfully, unlike Quelaag's Fury Sword, the Black Knight Halberd doesn't scale damage off my humanity, so dying doesn't completely get my damage with it. Oh, good. My bloodstain's just like right out here. That's nice and convenient. Thank you. Alright. Let's try this again without the camera screwing up, please. So, there we go. Yeah, you have to do a roll to get over here. Solo Brave Warrior? Okay, I don't know why the collisions on those are being wonky. It usually doesn't do that. Alright, so the reason we came down here, aside from that soul, there's these little bugs down here. These are chaos bugs. I think is what these are called. Or these very well might be just called sunlight maggots. But this right here is a big old door. This is the reason we're here. You cannot open the door from this side unless you are a rank 2 Chaos Servant. Kill this one. The one that's currently running away from me. Kill it. You can tell it's special because it has red eyes, but when you kill it, it drops the sunlight maggot. So, if you don't have access to the cast light spell for the Tomb of Giants, I suggest you come here first to kill that bug and get the sunlight maggot, because what that does is it goes on your head. A loathsome parasite that inhabits Lost Izalith. It is completely immobile, yet still lives. When worn on the head, it emanates blinding light, which is why it is known as a sunlight maggot. Putting on this helmet effectively gives you permanent cast light over your head as long as you're wearing it. So you'll probably want it for that reason if you don't have cast light. However, there is another reason why you want to kill that one in particular. That particular chaos bug, or sunlight maggot, or whatever it's called, that particular one plays a role in Solaire's side quest. And if you don't kill that bug, you're gonna jump off and die, aren't you? Yep, bye. Yeah, if you don't kill that specific bug now, you will fail Solaire's quest. So, let's see. Let's reload the area to get that crystal lizard back. I know I said that Siegmeyer's quest was the only one that had a failure state, but no, Solaire's does too. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Let's see. I want Liquid Grain Ring. There we go. Yeah. All the Chaos Bugs are dead. We got the Sunlight Maggot. Solaire should be safe. So let's head back to the Demon Ruins then. Now, technically, we could have kept going in that direction to reach the Witch of Izalith. And that's the, funnily enough, the servant or service entrance. You need to be a Chaos Servant in order to actually open that door. But I'm going to go the long way around because you get more souls going this way. Alright, so I want to equip the, not the Painting Guardian, I want to equip the Dingy stuff. Because the boss over here uses magic. Okay, still got that going. I need the, the Crest Shield. Everything else should be fine. Let's go ahead and fight our boss. But yeah, no, the Demon Ruins Lost Izalith area is kind of a boss gauntlet. Because you have 4 bosses in really close proximity to each other. Because you've got Ceaseless Discharge first, you have to kill Ceaseless Discharge, and then you have this guy. The Demon Firesage! Say hello to Asylum Demon Reskin number 2. Effectively, this is the Stray Demon with a very fancy fire, particle effect on his body. And despite his name, he does magic damage. Oh, no. He does magic damage, not fire. So you want the Dingy equipment and the Crest Shield to combat all of the fire blasts. Now, this guy actually at least makes an attempt to be threatening, because he constantly jumps away from you whenever you try to get behind him. But since he is considered a Chaos Demon, the Black Knight Halberd will cut him to ribbons. Okay, we'll have to block that. Yeah. But yeah, the strategy for the Stray and Asylum Demons applies to this guy. If you don't have a Black Knight weapon, this guy is susceptible to poison and bleed, so you can use status effects on him if you want. But yeah, the arena really gives this guy an advantage. Because it's more rectangular than, like, open. And as you can see, like I said, he likes jumping around and, in general, being annoying. This should do it. Got him. $28,800 for that. Not bad. Might as well keep the silver ring on for now. Let's see. Manchette, Wanderer boots. Okay. So from here, there's actually a staircase. We can go either up or down. I'm going to go up because up has loot and also a shortcut. Climb all the way up here. This kind of looks familiar. And we're back here. Now, once you open that Chaos Servant door, it will never close. So if I wanted to, the Fair Lady has technically fulfilled her purpose, so I could kill her if I wanted to. But her bonfire is in a really convenient location for now, so I'll let her live until I'm done with the area. Once we're done with the area, we're more or less never going to come back here. So, yeah. Might seem a bit cruel, but it'd be putting her out of her misery if nothing else. If she's living a pained, torturous existence. Down we go. And yeah, it like hasn't even been like 10 minutes. And we're already at the doorstep of another boss, if you can believe it. Just killing these guys because they aggro more or less immediately. Because right down here is another bonfire. Now, I actually do want to make some adjustments. Let's see. I'm not going to want Hidden Body for where we're going. I'm going to want... Where is it? Flash Sweat. Because Flash Sweat will actually be pretty useful in here. And grab this item, Soul of the Brave Warrior. And I actually need to turn human so I can actually summon Solaire. Because naturally he's in the area, so... So, for equipment, I actually want to use the Gargoyle's Halberd, the Black Knight Shield, and the Darkwood Grain Ring. That should suffice for the boss coming up. Now, the reason I have Flash Sweat is not so much for the boss, but for the arena where you fight it. Come on. There we go. So just make sure I've got everything equipped. Should be good, yeah. Oh, wait, I need my Pyro Flame so I can actually cast Flash Sweat. So, before we head in, let's cast Flash Sweat. Now, it's important that you at least have Flash Sweat, and if you have the Darkwood Grain Ring, good, it can help you mitigate the damage from the environment, but you'll see what I mean when we actually step in here. And as for why I'm using the Gargoyle's Halberd, I can use it one-handed, and I can buff it. Which, you know, the Black Knight Halberd doesn't need the buff, but I can't one-hand it, so that's the important thing here, because I actually will need to block. I also apologize for how atrocious this place is about to look because of all the lava on the floor. Okay, so this is the Centipede Demon fight. The first thing you want to do is just completely ignore the boss. If you have Flash Sweat enabled, good. If you don't, enable it. And then you want to roll through the lava. Now, the reason you want Flash Sweat is Flash Sweat gives you fire resistance, which is what lava is. So, mitigates some of the damage you'll take trying to roll through it. Because as you can see, most of this place is flooded with lava. The best place to actually fight the boss, if Solaire will ever actually get over here, is in this little dry patch against the wall. You'll notice Solaire's not taking nearly as much damage as we did from the lava, because he was taking like maybe 2 HP a second or something. So, you need to wait and see what you're going to do before I do anything. Okay, he's going after me. I need Solaire to get his attention, if possible. Okay. That works. Can I chop your tail off? No, I cannot. That was a grab. Okay. So you want to chop off the tail. That gives you the orange charred ring. If you want to fight the Centipede Demon actually out in the lava, you're going to want that orange charred ring. Be careful when it jumps, because sometimes when it jumps, it'll let down a barrage of fire blasts. It also likes to stomp, and being a centipede, it will regrow its... Oh, like that. That's the blast. It will regrow its lost tail over time. Got it. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Nice going, Solaire. Why can't I open my expression menu? There we go. Man, took you long enough. Yeah, if you didn't get the orange charred ring from cutting the tail off, you would get it from killing the boss. Orange charred ring reduces lava damage. An orange ring enchanted by a witch reduces lava damage. Since his sores were inflamed by lava from birth, his witch sisters gave him this special ring. But fool that he is, he readily dropped it, and from that spot, a terrible centipede demon was born. It doesn't exactly specify who this is talking about, but the he in these item descriptions, or in this particular item description, is referring to ceaseless discharge. Because before becoming that thing, he was in fact a human. So, what the orange charred ring does is it drastically reduces the damage we take from lava. It's like it's anywhere from like 2 to 4 HP per second while you're in the, it might even be every half second while you're in the lava as long as you have the ring equipped. Which, hey, guess what? Stacks with Flash Sweat. So that's why I brought Flash Sweat along, to further mitigate the lava damage. It helps, because it's mainly health damage, but the lava will degrade your equipment too, so be prepared to do a lot of repairs in here.
Why? Why? After all this searching, I still cannot find it.
Aw, what's up, Solaire?
Why? After all...
He's not feeling particularly talkative, but that's okay. Let's swap back to the Black Knight Halberd now. And I do apologize for the massive amount of bloom in here, because this is one of the reasons why this area is so hated. It's just because of how blinding it is with all the lava everywhere. So, welcome to Lost Izalith. If you're not taking the service entrance, which is that huge bridge right there, you gotta run through this lava field with what are called Bounding Demons of Lost Izalith. If you actually look at them, though, they are the lower half of a zombie dragon. You can actually see this in the painted world. And yeah, these things are obnoxious. We're gonna try and avoid them if we can. Oh, come on, don't be janky, come on. Yeah, we're gonna attempt to avoid them if we can. They're not really worth killing. At least not in New Game. In New Game Plus they are, because in New Game Plus you have better stats and can wield better weapons. But what we want to do is want to make our way to these towers that are around here. Now, despite having demon in their name, these guys are not classed as demons, so the Black Knight Halberd will not do more damage to them. But if you are going to fight them, you don't want to fight them in melee, because can't block anything they do, and literally all they do is stomp and or jump on you. Okay. There's a chest in here. This has a soul, I think. Let's see. Yep, Soul of a Great Hero. I'll take that. And then we want to head past these guys to that next structure back there. Okay. I think the iframes ate that one. So we can climb up here. Now this structure is probably the most important one of the lot, at least while you're out here in the lava lake. Because up here, Twin Humanities. And from the Twin Humanities, you can actually see the path up to Lost Izalith itself. You gotta go towards that broken bridge, or whatever that is, and climb up the roots. But what's really important about this area up here, where the Twin Humanities are, is this is the ideal sniping spot for fighting the bounding demons here. Basically, you just shoot them a bunch with a bow, and... Wait, are there items over there? Hold up, are those corpses? Yeah, those are corpses. What? I never knew those were there. Interesting. Okay. So it might actually be worth killing some of these guys. If I can at least kill that one, the one that's like immediately in front, that'd be probably for the best. So let's get the bow out. It's probably going to take a lot of arrows to kill just one of them. But up here we should be fairly safe. So the ideal method of actually dealing with these things is their damage is indiscriminate. They can kill each other. Well, assuming they actually come after me. Oi! Come on! That's right. Now, if I can get that one, they'll start doing the whole jump up and down thing eventually. He's jumping, and you'll notice that did damage to that one. Yeah, they can friendly fire each other. Now, unfortunately, since I've already aggroed him, his aggro range will be increased. So I do actually want to kill him. Well, thanks for killing one of those statues for me. Thankfully, once you kill these guys, they stay dead. But that's still a lot of arrows just to kill one of them. So, yeah, I've never noticed those corpses over there in the distance before. I wonder what those are. This is amazing! I love how this game's a lot like Dark Cloud 2. Where every time I play it, I always learn something new. It's amazing. I love it. So what are these? Yeah, there's just a couple of corpses over here. What are these? Ooh, a divine blessing? Ooh, 2 divine blessings. That's actually really good. I never knew those were there. That's awesome. And yeah, I'd say that's actually worth doing what I did to get them. 2 full heals? Yes, please. Okay. That's cool. Man, I love that. That is awesome. Alright, so we actually want to go over here, and there's a hidden wall right here. This area is important because we have a bonfire here. Whoa. Yes, please, and thank you. Let's go ahead and repair our stuff, because most of this stuff's probably pretty beat up from the lava. Yeah. There we go. And now we just need to run straight across. Alright, so now we're in Lost Isles proper. Before you come here, make sure you're human. Nothing else back here? Alright. Yeah, this little entryway area here to Lost Izalith mainly just has a lot of these guys. As you can see, not at all threatening. Though you do have to be careful in this little underpass section, a little undercroft section, because they do like to hide around the blind corners. You coming down? Oh yeah, we're done with the, we're done with the lava for now, so we don't need the orange charred ring anymore. Okay, so now we've got another new enemy up here at the top of the stairs. This weird looking thing. This thing's just downright alien. Like, look at that. Oh, not what I wanted to do. I don't need my pyro flame. I need my bow. Let's take a look at this thing. Look at that! Those are all like a bunch of eyeballs. It's got like teeth, tentacles for a mouth, and you can't see it from here, but it's like a pitcher plant kinda. The top of its head is opened up and it's filled with teeth. This bizarre creature is called a Chaos Eater. These guys are more annoying than anything, because as you can see, they have that spit. That's a corrosive spit. It will destroy your gear. Oh, ooh. I don't think it hit me, but I don't want to... Okay. Did that damage my gear pretty badly? I don't think so. If it did, it just kind of like grazed it. Did it damage my catalyst? No. So I don't think I got hit directly, because it would have broken the catalyst if it did. Okay. So I want to get the halberd out. Great magic weapon. Okay, so up here I want to rush. As you see, there's somebody up there wearing the gold-hemmed black set. Another one of the Witch of Izalith's daughters. You want to kill this one quickly, especially if you're human. Because look at this! Kirk invades you at the same time. The third and final time that Kirk will invade you. Knight Kirk was vanquished. Indeed. And that's it for Kirk. We will never see him again. Now, I did mention Kirk was part of a side quest. If you kill Kirk in all 3 of his appearances, something will happen. Now, you do want to be careful of these Chaos Eaters, not just for their ability to break your stuff. Whoa. They have a really nasty grab attack, where they will just straight up throw you up into that hole at the top of their head. They will eat you and straight up digest you before spitting you out. It's disgusting. I personally have never been hit by it, but I have seen other people get hit by it. It's ooh. Black Knight Halberd. This should be good. So that should be most of the stuff. There's actually this route down here that'll take us to the lower parts of Lost Izalith. And this actually will take you to the service entrance. Had you taken the service entrance, this is where you would have ended up. Chloranthy ring for this one. Yeah, over here is the service entrance. That's the other side of the bridge, like that distant dark area. That's where the sunlight maggot was. And you may notice there's a Titanite demon on this bridge. I don't think this is the most powerful Titanite demon in the game in terms of stats. I think that honor goes to the Titanite demon in the cathedral in Anor Londo. But this thing is still really dangerous because of where you fight it in a really narrow space. So this thing is actually pretty important, because this is the only Titanite demon that respawns. So if you want Demon Titanite, this guy's your man. Surprised he didn't just outright crush me. Alright, do your grab, or not. As you can see, he is taking quite a beating. Okay, that's the grab. Alright, 2 Demon Titanite. Not bad. Not bad at all. So whilst we're here, let's go see what's up in the service entrance, because since we've come at it from this side, things should have changed. Yeah, look at that. Solaire's down there. Hey, sunlight metal. Nice. What's up, Sunbro? What are you doing just sitting here in the dark with all these bugs?
Was it all a lie? Have I done this all for nothing? Oh, my dear son. What now? What should I do? My son. My dear, dear son. Was it all a... Oh, my...
Yeah, poor Solaire's become despondent, his face starting to waver a little bit. I think there's some cut dialogue where he goes into more detail as to what's got him so down, but basically, he's wanting to find his own son, as he mentioned, and he means this quite literally. So, it's at this point where if you haven't opened the service entrance from the demon ruin side and killed the bug that dropped the sunlight maggot, Solaire would see it, become enraptured by it, stick it on his head, and go completely mad. Not recognizing you in his madness, he will attempt to murder you, and you have to cut him down in self-defense, ending his story on a sad note. But since we've killed the sunlight maggot, he's not entranced by it, so he'll remain alive. And at this point, we won't be seeing him for a while after this. But the fact that he's alive will enable us to see him one final time at the very end of our quest. So, while it is sad to see him moping about like that, it's definitely preferable to him being dead. So I mentioned that this area is tied to not one, but 2 character side quests. Solaire is one of them. The other is down here. Now, you can probably see that most of this floor is completely discolored. Yeah, if you're not careful, you'll just get dropped right into that pit full of Chaos Eaters. And hey, it's our buddy Onion Bro. You just fall asleep in the strangest places, don't you?
Oh, excuse me, I was so absorbed in thought I just drifted away. Must be the warmth. Well, what's on your mind? No? Don't tell me. Those monsters making life difficult for you? You need not be ashamed. We're all in the same boat, you know. I really have run up quite a debt to you. Perhaps the time has come.
Okay, so both Solaire's quest and Siegmeyer's quest have a failure state where they die prematurely. Solaire's failure state is not getting to the sunlight maggot in time. The failure state for Siegmeyer here is do not talk to him again, because what he's going to do is he's going to sacrifice himself quite pointlessly, I might add, because you can get out of here fairly easily. But he will attempt to sacrifice himself to the Chaos Eaters so that way you can get away. And there's like 6 or 7 of these things down here. So let me equip the Hawk Ring and get to sniping, because I want to kill most of them. Don't kill all of them. Oh yeah, fun fact, because of their huge, like, head mouths on the top of their head, Chaos Eaters are the only enemy in the game that are immune to plunging attacks. Okay, so I want to change my equipment before going down there. I want to put on my poison resistance stuff, because the poison muck from Blighttown is down there, complete with the slowing your movement thing. So we're going to want the Rusted Iron Ring, and that's also why I've got the Purple Moss Clump. Alright.
Friend, I have an idea. A good one, really. I will rush those dire fiends, and you can slip away in the confusion. Please, friend. I owe you much more than this. By the honor of the Knights of Katarina, allow me to assist you. And now, I go. Don't be slow.
Actually just realized... So, the failure state for this one, he will get poisoned down here. That much is a guarantee, basically. But the game will actually check Siegmeyer's health for once all of the things are dead. And if his health at the end of the fight is, I believe, less than half, he will give you a reward right here and die on the spot. However, because we did what we did, he should be okay.
But didn't you get away? Well, you've saved me, once again. Oh, thank goodness. I'm exhausted. I think I'll have a rest. Oh, don't you worry. The ground below me is my pillow. I'll recover shortly.
Okay, so now he's just going to be standing here asleep. This means we actually did succeed. I also realized too late I put the dingy gloves on by accident when I meant to put on the painting guardian gloves. Okay. So yeah, he's just gonna sleep here. He's fine. So let's have a look around. Now you do want to watch out for these holes. These are bottomless pits. And there are more Chaos Eaters around. There's staircases here you can climb. Okay, it's not this one. I think this one's the way out. So, yeah, we don't want to go this way. We want to go around. I'm actually going to equip Sanctus while I'm down here. Passively regenerate some of my HP while I'm running around in the muck. And also counteract some of the effects of the poison. Because this poison muck down here is the same as the poison muck in Blighttown. 4 HP per tick. So, I think instead of doing 4 HP per second, it's technically doing... Well, instead of 8 every 2, I think it's doing 6. Because of the Sanctus's health regeneration properties. But there we found a red Titanite slab that's for maxing out fire and chaos weapons. I think the staircase I'm looking for is over here. Yes, here we are. Yep, the last Chaos Eater. So let's take this thing out. Red Titanite chunk. Oh yeah, these guys drop red Titanite chunks too. If you want to farm them, that's there. You can get them that way. I do believe they also have a rare chance of dropping a red Titanite slab, if you want to farm those, but that shouldn't be necessary, at least not in this version. So, let's see. Painting Guardian robe, Painting Guardian, Gold Hem Black, Rusted Iron, right, okay. Let's head to the other side and get out of here. Okay, so I believe to get out, we need to go this way. Alright, so I do want to let my health regenerate a little bit. Though, when we actually get to the boss fog, I'm not going to worry too much about it. I will just go ahead and just straight up top up to full. So, do I still have Flash Sweat? I do. So, I need to rearrange my equipment. Okay, so, Catalyst is not going to be useful, neither is the bow. So, let's put the Pyromancy Flame in this hand. As far as rings go, I want... Can I fast roll? No. I want a lighter weapon, specifically a lighter melee weapon. So, what's the lightest one I've got? Let's see, 4, 4... Velka's Rapier does 2. Velka's Rapier might actually be my best one. Bow's not gonna help. Yeah, bow's not gonna help, so we'll go with Velka. Oh, I can't use Velka's Rapier, never mind. Quayloc's Fury Sword then, because the fire damage isn't going to be a factor. So then I'm going to want the Black Knight Shield. Okay, so I can fast roll like this. So I'm going to want the Darkwood Grain Ring and the Chloranthy Ring, not the Ring of Fog. This should help me with this, at least. Alright. So, this fight's either going to go very smooth, or it's going to be very frustrating and will kill me no less than 6 times. Say hello to the Bed of Chaos, what has become of the Witch of Izalith. So, we didn't actually talk to anybody who, confirmed this, but basically what ended up happening to the Witch of Izalith is when the first flame started to fade, Gwyn got very worried about this and went out to go and, link the first flame or whatever. But before he did this, the Witch of Izalith attempted to create a first flame of her own because she has the Soul of Life that she found in the first flame. Her attempts to do this backfired because she couldn't control the flame. This flame that was created was the Flame of Chaos. It consumed her and 2 of her daughters and turned them into this. Okay. So, whoa. This boss is widely considered... Whoa. This boss is widely considered to be the worst boss in the entire series. For that reason right there. Oh. Because this isn't technically a boss. The Bed of Chaos is less a boss and more of a platforming gauntlet in a game that's not designed for platforming. It's an obstacle course kind of boss. So, rookie mistake that you don't want to make, don't forget to put on the orange charred ring when you're making your way back to the boss after dying. The lava will very quickly kill you if you forget that. Thankfully, the actual run back isn't that bad. Let's see. But yeah, the bed here is known as Bed of Bullshit for a very good reason. The boss fight's effectively random, because you could just as easily no-death her as she could kill you 9-10 times in a row. And 99% of your deaths to her are not going to be caused by you running out of HP. They're going to be caused by you getting knocked into or otherwise falling into a hole. The one saving grace about the Bed of Bullshit is that it resumes the fight wherever you left off whenever you die. Because what you have to do is you have to hit the 2 orbs on the side. The one on the right has the worst or the one on the left has the worst gauntlet of the 2. So I went for that one first. But you have to kill or destroy both the orbs on the left and right side. And then you can go after the actual core of the Bed of Chaos, which only has 1 HP, so once you actually get to the core, it's easy. It's just getting to the core is the problem. And actually thinking about it, there actually is something I forgot. I forgot to go this way. Because there actually are some items over here. Yeah. I completely forgot about this. This is the... Oops. This is a little upper area. Above the roots and such. Oh, did I just get myself stuck? Almost. I think there's like a soul or a humanity on this corpse, and the other one is a ring of sacrifice. Yeah, soul of a hero. And if I'm not mistaken, this particular item right here, which is a little tricky to get to, this, I believe, is a ring of sacrifice. So, let me see if I can pick this up. Oh. Yeah. The collisions on that are not nice. At least in my experience, it seems to be trickier and trickier to deal with stuff like that the more playthroughs I go through. As, well, this is kind of an old game. So... Ah, there we go. Ah, a rare ring! I think if we drop from here, we should be okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's not too bad. Bit of Chaos is likely to one-shot me by throwing me down a hole anyway, so... my HP not being topped up isn't exactly at the top of my priority lists. Now, if any boss is going to eat a bunch of my Rings of Sacrifice, it's going to be the Bed of Chaos. Because I found the best way to really deal with her is if you do die to her, just tank the deaths with Rings of Sacrifice and attempt to kill her before she kills you again. Just keep going through the gauntlet and try and work your way through it. So the reason I have Flash Sweat is because, being the Witch of Izalith, the godmother of pyromancy, as you get through her phases, she unlocks more and more fire-related abilities, which those genuinely hurt. So having fire resistance to help deal with those is a must. Now, unfortunately, the holes have all been covered up again. Ow. Let's go this way. And we made it. Okay. Whew. There we go. Oh, no. There we go. Okay, so it gets really bad once you break the second orb. Because now she gets full access to all of her fire powers. The most dangerous of which is now she can cast Firestorm, which is a spell that lets her put up these. Oh! Yeah, I'm pretty sure that just one-shot me. Holy crap. Yeah, her fire spells are very, very powerful. Oof. Okay. This bottomless box. I'm gonna need more Rings of Sacrifice. Rare ring. I don't want to use the rare rings if I can help it. But hey, now that I'm done with Seath, I don't have to worry about using the rare Rings of Sacrifice. So let's see. Orange Charred Ring. Yeah, I think it's evident by now why nobody likes fighting the Bed of Chaos. I believe Hidetaka Miyazaki, the director of the Dark Souls series as a whole, after the fact, actually went out and apologized for how sloppy the Bed of Chaos is. So, you know it's bad when the developer is apologizing for it. So, yeah. Don't feel bad if you die to Bed of Chaos a bunch. It's just a really badly designed boss. But, just all the more proof that Lost Izalith as an area was rushed. If I can, I'm going to try running past this thing. Yeah. There we go. So I don't think that thing can go through the door. Yeah, it's too big. I don't particularly care too much, so... Let's... Nidlogg's Fury Sword. Where's that Ring of Sacrifice? There it is. Liquid Grain Ring. Like Night Shield, because of course she does fire damage. Okay. Take 3. So we've destroyed both of the outer orbs. So all that's left is to head straight for the middle. This is the bullshit part. The middle is just a giant bottomless pit right in front of her. And depending on what moves she uses, she may, like, scoop me into it. Oh, hang on. Almost ran right into a firestorm there. Aim for that. Whew. Wait for her to stop sweeping. Go in, go in, go in. Okay. Gotta bushwhack our way through all these roots. Now you're not safe down here. You can still get hit by Firestorm. Oh, oh. Okay, that didn't do nearly as much damage. Thank you, Flash Sweat. Whew. Die. Okay. Whew. Okay, so 2 deaths. That's about average for her. Let's light this bonfire. And I need to get my souls back, so I'm going to have to Homeward Bone out. And then run through this again. Because now that she's dead, she can't throw me into any holes. Okay. But that's the worst boss in the game done. Just gotta get everything else back. Okay. I don't think the floor is following... Nope, nope, it still is. So we want to be careful going this way. Not to say there's no rush, she's dead. And we can't go that way. I think on the right side, you actually can hug the wall for the most part and avoid the most dangerous stuff. But for the left side, you have to get close, so no being cheeky for you. And there's my souls right there. Ah, there we go. Okay, don't need to have that on anymore. Right, well, there's no purpose in me trying to warp out with that. That's just too dangerous, because I'm probably going to end up dying to get back there, knowing my luck. So I'm just going to homeward bone and warp from the bonfire inside that little place. Actually, looking at it, we're about 3 hours in, and I have business here anyway, so... what I'm probably going to do is, off-screen, I'm going to go farm that Titanite Demon up on the bridge. Get enough Demon Titanite to max out my Demon Spear and Quelaag's Fury Sword. Let's see, how many of those do I need? 4. So I need to kill that thing. If it drops 2 Titanite, I need to kill it twice to get enough Titanite to upgrade everything to max, because I think it's 4 for +5. So that shouldn't take too long. There's no more Titanite demons in the world anyway, so won't be like any extras or anything going on here. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I'll take care of that off screen, and I will probably meet you guys back at the Fair Lady's bonfire. So yeah, I think I'll start there next time. So hope y'all enjoyed. That's the worst of it out of the way. We're going to be getting into some really fun stuff next time. So I'll see y'all then. Have a good night, everybody, and sleep well.